Channel 7 and 103.7 WTIB present Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton. News, sports, and community information and everything that's going on around town. Now, with Talk of the Town, here's your host, Henry Hinton.
Okay, welcome in. We're on location this morning live at the Egg Yolk Cafe, and the all-time NCAA saves leader is about to walk in the door. Corey Scott has got his baseball team here this morning. We're going to be talking to the victorious Greenville Little League. Look, if this kid right here is 12 years old, holy moly, that's a big man right there. And I'm not talking about Corey.
I know.
We're live at the Egg Yolk Cafe. We're going to have the victorious Greenville Little League team on with us this morning. Jake, can you hear us okay? Because we can't hear anything. We got Jake the Snake Rose over there running audio for us this morning, and it's loud in here because we got a big crowd. But we got room for you. Come on by and congratulate the Greenville Little Leaguers who just won the district tournament, and they are headed to the state championships next week. Where are they going?
They start Friday. They play Winston-Salem, and they go to Transylvania County or Brevard. So it's out west.
Okay.
Not exactly sure where. I was talking to Eric
Jarman. 1 week from today, they start the state championship.
They weren't exactly
right.
sure the location, but it would be out west, Transylvania,
Right.
Brevard, that area.
All right, Trent McGee is here. He'll help me interview these guys, hopefully.
Yeah.
You need some in-depth interview. What kind of in-depth questions can you ask a 12-year-old baseball player?
Where's your favorite place to eat when you're on the road? I think it's the most in-depth you can get with these guys.
Bojangles. Mark Gentner is here from WITN. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning,
How
Henry.
are you?
I'm well.
Nice to see you. We've already had a great hour this morning. The ECU Board of Trustees are in town today. We were really happy to have 3 of the trustees stop by, 3 of the leadership team. The trustees, 7 minutes after 8 right now, so in about 50 minutes from now, we're going to have new officers elected, and the leadership team that will run ECU for the next year is going to be elected this morning by the board, and Steve Jones, the president of Yadkin Bank, is going to be elected chairman of the board. We've counted the votes, and we know that he's going to win. And Kieran Shanahan is going to be elected the vice chairman. And, of course, they were both in here this morning, along with our friend Edwin Clark from Greenville, who is chairman of the Athletic and Advancement Committee. Edwin's got a big job, so there's your leadership team for this year. And so congratulations to those guys as a new year starts. And you know what? The trustees always have a big job kind of overseeing the university, but think about this year. Those guys are really going to have an interesting year because they've got to hire a new chancellor.
Well, and that's going to set the tenure for the next X number of years, the future of the university and the direction and everything. So I can't think of anything bigger than that.
I can't think of a bigger decision they're going to have to make. I mean,
They seem pretty excited about it, actually. I think they're looking at it as a fun challenge and something that's really going to be a huge contribution to Eastern North Carolina. And you know, as I said last hour when I had those guys on, when Steve Ballard came into ECU, I'm not sure there were a whole lot of people that wanted to come here because ECU was having problems back in those days. I'm telling you, we'd just been through a period of time where we'd had a chancellor that really didn't get it, to be honest with you, and Chancellor Ballard came in, and very quickly. I mean, I think this is his biggest accomplishment at ECU. If you look at the leadership team in place at ECU now, I look at people like Ron Mitchelson, who's the provost, Rick Niswander, who's the chief financial officer. I mean, straight down the line, we've got great deans of every school, and Greg Chadwick and Paul Cunningham, who run health sciences, and Phyllis Horns, who's the vice chancellor of health sciences. You know, we got a great leadership team at ECU, and so I think that finding a rock star chancellor for ECU is going to be a lot easier than it was when Steve Ballard came in, who became a rock star.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer or easier, if you will, with all the work that Ballard's done through these 11 years, to take over a program that's humming, that's going in the right direction, versus one to come in and say, okay, this is a fixer-upper.
Yeah, that's right. ECU is not a fixer-upper now. It's a burgeoning Southern power. As you know, it was just named the best bang for the buck in the entire southeastern United States in terms of higher education. So,
and I think you hit the nail on the head when you said Steve Ballard recognized the need to surround himself with good people, and he's done that, and that's why he's been so successful.
Jeff Compher, another one. I didn't mention
exactly.
That's the mark of a good leader.
No doubt about it.
Is to surround yourself with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You take a look. I mentioned Jeff Compher, but Terry Holland.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
when
Oh, yeah.
Terry Holland was hired here, the athletic program was probably at the lowest point that it's been at
Yep.
in the last 30 years, and we had such momentum going through the Bill Lewis, Steve Logan, Skip Holtz era, and then you take a giant step back, and Terry Holland comes in here and cleans that stuff up right away.
Thanks.
And so puts us back on the national stage with
he did a
football
great
and
job.
baseball and all the things that have accomplished.
I wouldn't like to think where our athletic program, ECU, would be without Terry Holland right now. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
10 minutes after 8, a lot to get to this morning. We're going to be talking to some of these baseball players, all of the baseball players. I hadn't figured out how yet, but that's Michael's job. We're going to talk to all these guys, and we're going to get them on. So let's get the show rolling this morning. We'll get our news headlines in from WITN, brought to you by Children's World Learning Center and Academy. Here is Mark Gettner with our WITN News Update. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Henry. Good morning, everyone. Friday is the final day for people to file to run in November's municipal elections. Filing ends at noon today for the elections on November 3rd. There were a number of seats in Pitt County that had no candidates running. At last check, the town of Bethel, Falkland, Fountain, Grifton, and Simpson were all seeing shortages. Pitt County Elections Director Dave Davis says write-in candidates will likely win those seats if no one tries to run. While there have been shortages in the past, Davis tells us the amount is unusual. While Plymouth town leaders continue to be tight-lipped about the resignations this week of the town manager and police chief, the former chief is speaking out, telling WITN that race was a factor in why he was forced to resign. Kelly Chandler, on the job as the police chief for just a few weeks, says he was asked Wednesday to either resign or be fired. Chandler says he was called into the town manager, Joanne Floyd's office, and presented with that ultimatum. Floyd herself had resigned Monday night. Quote, she said they are going to try and get me out of there. They want their own person. And I said, who's that? She said they want a black chief of police, end quote. WITN sent Floyd, Mayor Brian Roth, town council, and the town lawyer emails and made phone calls looking for a response to challenge statements. Our emails and phone calls went unanswered. Thursday afternoon, Mayor Roth did send out a press release announcing Floyd's decision to resign. He says Police Captain Willie Williams is currently holding the most senior position in the department, but Roth did not address our email or challenge comments. Challenge says he's exploring his legal options. He also says he has a clean record in his 28-year law enforcement career. A judge will decide today whether the district attorney will be removed from one man's triple murder trial. Pitt County Judge Charles Henry will announce if DA Kimberly Robb will be recused from Antoine Anthony's trial. He's accused of being the trigger man in the Hustle Mart killings in Farmville back in 2012 during a robbery. Anthony's attorneys say the DA should step away because of a personal interest. They say she could be a witness in a co-defendant's case involving death threats and a kidnapping plot against the sheriff and Robb's own daughter. We'll keep you posted on the judge's decision. And finally, a Pitt County nonprofit is giving underprivileged kids a chance to try a new kind of exercise. Environmental Projects Manager Matt Butler says his organization, Sound Rivers, received a grant to work with children at the local Boys and Girls Club this summer. The program is called the Youth Kayaking Program. It aims to teach kids about the Neuse and the Tar Rivers through environmental education and kayaking lessons. Thursday marked the end of the 4-week program, which culminated with a 4-mile paddle from Town Common to Port Terminal. Sound Rivers would like to thank Knee Deep Adventures for making this program possible through the donation of several kayaks. That's your WITN News Update.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mark. Let's check our weather update now for the weekend. It actually looks pretty good. Here's Trent McGee with that.
Yeah, it does. 94 for the high on Saturday with a 20% chance of rain. Lows in the mid-70s. Partly sunny sky for the day tomorrow. For Sunday, warming up a bit with a high of 95. Lows in the mid-70s. A 20% chance of rain late Sunday afternoon. And working our way into Monday, temperatures warming up again with a high near 99 degrees and lows in the upper 70s. Hen?
All right, very good. We were talking about the elections for the ECU board this morning. I guess we can go ahead and say congratulations to our friend Scott Shook from Greenville, who we understand is going to be elected as the chairman of the North Carolina Community College Board this morning.
Wow.
How about that? I just texted him and I said, good luck this morning, and he just responded and said, thanks. I now am the only one running. Everyone else is conceded, so I have a 50-50 shot.
That's awesome news for Scott. That is.
The way those board chairmanships work, there's a lot of negotiating before you get to the election, and by the time you get to the actual meeting for the vote, there's only one candidate for each job.
Yeah.
Because you count the votes before you get there, you don't count them when you get there.
No controversy.
That way, no one's embarrassed and everybody works together. So, Scott Shook is going to be the new president of the North Carolina Community College System. And, hey, he'll have a busy year because he's got to hire a new president for North Carolina Community Colleges.
Yep.
Because Scott Rawl is leaving or has left.
He's going to Virginia.
Yeah, D.C. area. He's got some big job. I think it's up in Alexandria. It's kind of a D.C. job. So, So congratulations in order, as long as everything goes according to plan. Scott Shook from here in Greenville, one of our good friends, is going to be named the chairman of the North Carolina Community College Board this morning. All right, our news and weather update brought to you by Children's World Learning Center and Academy. You've probably seen the new school going up on Arlington Boulevard. Children's World Learning Center currently operates 3 5-star child care centers in Greenville, and their 4th is going to provide care and education for kids from birth through kindergarten this coming school year. Children's World Academy on Arlington Boulevard will open in August with kindergarten for the 2015-16 school year. We'll expand 1 grade level every year, and this will be a new private elementary school which will offer kindergarten through 5th grade by the year 2020. The academy will feature well-educated, experienced teachers, huge rooms, but small classroom sizes with no more than 20 kids in a class, and a great after-school program. Go to CWLCNC.com. That's Children's World Learning Center, North Carolina, CWLCNC.com. More information about Greenville's premier daycare, child care, and new private school option. Call them for a tour if you want to see the new school on Arlington Boulevard. It's 252-215-9032. 215-9032. My grandchildren have had pancakes, and they're gawking at me and making faces at me. These pancakes look good, don't they?
They do look good.
Hunter and Hank are enjoying the pancakes. Huge crowd here at Egg Yolk Cafe, but there's room for you. Come on out and be a part of it. Mark, good to see you, man. Have a great day.
Good to see you. Thanks.
All right, and when we come back, I think we're going to meet the Little Leaguers. So stay with us live from the Egg Yolk Cafe this morning. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town. Okay, welcome back. We're on location this morning at the Egg Yolk Cafe. And, man, look, we just coordinated this thing in about 2 minutes, and we got this thing down pat. Maybe. This is almost like a Corey Scott practice right here.
We tried this before. So.
We're live at the Egg Yolk, and we got the Greenville Little League team that's getting ready to go to the state championship. This is the 11 and 12-year-olds, right?
Yes, it is.
And we got the coaches here. We got the head coach. Now, are you the manager?
The manager, yeah.
Corey Scott is the manager. Eric Jarman is here. Good morning, Eric.
Hey, good morning, Henry. How you doing?
Mike Cox. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
All right, now, I threw the trivia question out this morning, and nobody got it. Did you hear it? I said, what record does Corey Scott hold? What national record does Corey Scott hold in college baseball? You guys know, right? Eric, you know?
Actually, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Really? You've been coaching next to this guy? You know, Mike, do you know?
Most saves?
That's it. Corey Scott still holds the record for the most saves in college baseball
22,
history.
right?
23. 22?
23 total.
Now, wait, is it 22 or 23?
It's 22 in one season, 23 total.
Oh, okay. You only had one in the previous season? So you have the career record and the single season record?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I was doing the radio during those days for ECU, and Jake Jacobs and I used to say in about the 7th inning, it's almost Corey time.
Yeah. That was right. That's right. About the last inning.
And you're still involved with baseball. I know you're coach. You're the manager of this team, along with Eric. The name Jarman in this town is synonymous with baseball as well, and it's good to have Mike here as well. You guys are 11 and 12-year-old Greenville All-Stars, and they won the district the other night. It was like a launching pad out there at Elm Street Park. Rocky Mount had beaten you guys the previous game, but you came back. And what did you tell them before that game? You ended up winning at 16-1 for crying out loud.
Yeah, well, we tried to get them as prepared as we could, and they were ready. You know, they came out and the bats were alive, and TJ's arm was alive, and we just told them to don't give up, just keep going.
And Eric, Greenville baseball is special across the country. People everywhere know about Greenville baseball. They know about Elm Street Park. And you and your dad have been involved in baseball for so many years. You played college baseball. Talk about the experience this year and what it's been like.
It's been great with these kids. I mean, primarily these group of boys have been together for 3 years now. A few changes here and there. The last couple of years they've been runners-up in the state championship games. We've got a good group of kids. They've gotten a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and it seems like they hit the long ball a little bit better this year.
And Mike, you guys essentially cruised through the district with the exception of the one loss you had to Rocky Mount 9-8 to force that winner-take-all game, but the competition ratchets up quite a bit when you go to the states, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And Rocky Mount, hats off to them. They hopefully we won't see too many more teams like that in the state because they're pretty tough. I mean, they if there was another opening, it would definitely be for them.
Corey, now you move on to the state playoffs next weekend, right? You start Friday night. Understand it's going to be in Transylvania County. Do you know who you're going to play?
Yeah, we play Winston-Salem National, 8 o'clock Friday night. Then after we win that, we play Saturday morning. So
you like your chances?
They win that game.
I got that.
Just want to make sure you got that.
You like your chances?
yeah, we have a really special group. We can hit and we can pitch. You know, we got a lot of arms on this team, and you know, with the exception of a few, I think we got a real good chance.
Eric, is it like in these tournament settings? I've been involved with baseball. You go down and you broadcast the ECU, and you get into a tournament setting. Things change because you got to have ready arms. Pitching usually becomes the big key when you get into a tournament setting. Is it like that at this level?
Absolutely. This is my 11th Little League state tournament. You have a pretty good idea of what districts are typically a little stronger than the others, but from year to year it can really vary. All of a sudden there's a big kid in the mountains that's 6'2" and throwing 72 miles an hour, and you know, it opens up these kids' eyes. So it's really the unknown because there's a lot of growth between the age 11 and age 12. So you really don't know what you're going to get. You just got to be prepared and go up there and ready to battle. And one thing about Winston-Salem Nationals, that team has a Greenville tie as well. Jack Wall's grandson is on that team.
No kidding. How about that?
Yeah, and Corey mentioned these guys can hit. You guys are deep, can pitch, but they seem to get along well too. I guess you have to have a cohesive group to be able to be successful at this level.
That's exactly right. Families as well. I mean, we've got a lot of these kids been playing together since they were 9. And been on the, you know, this is some of them their 4th year playing All-Stars, and family is a big part. The families have to get together, and we all have to be one, not just players, but the families as well.
Sports huge. Here's what I think we'll do. You guys stand here. I'm going to bring up each kid, introduce him, let him talk about where he's from, and then I'll let one of you say something about each kid. How about that?
If they're not from Greenville, we're going to get in trouble.
What's that?
If they're not from Greenville, we're going to get in trouble.
All right, let's come over here. All right, come this way. All right. Tell us your name. You look vaguely familiar to me.
We got a couple of third.
He's got a little bit of a familiar family look. What's your name and what position do you play?
My name is Grayson Bauer, and I play left field.
And you have a grandfather that's involved in baseball in Greenville?
Yes, sir.
What's his name?
Ronald Vincent.
I never heard of him before. Ronald Vincent, who's that? I'm just kidding. This is RV's grandson. That's great. All right, now what position you say you play?
Left field.
All right, who wants to say something about him? Anybody?
I've coached him all 4 years of Little League and all of his All-Star time. Been a great kid, left-handed hitter, and hopefully be ready to go swing that bat up there in Transylvania County.
All right, good luck, good luck. All right, let's get this next one in here. All right, come on. What's your name, son?
Lucas Rickenbach.
Lucas Rickenbach. And where are you from? What do you play?
I play third base.
All right. How was the experience beating Rocky Mount the other night? Was that fun?
Yeah, that was really fun.
All right, who wants to say something about Lewis?
I'll say Lucas is a great addition. He's an infielder. You know, he brings a lot to the table. He's very sound defensively and really a great kid to have on a team. So.
All right, Lucas, thank you, bud. All right, come on. Let's get another one in here. These guys are big. These guys are big 12-year-olds. All right, what's your name?
Wade Jarman.
And you're Wade? I hadn't seen you in years. Wade Jarman. What position you play?
Shortstop.
All right. Who wants to say something about Wade?
Wade Jarman, you gotta love him. Great kid, strong competitor. he's out there. He's a team player, and he loves to win. And he's going to be the guy that's most vocal on the field. He's going to talk it up, and when he's up, the team's up. So.
And Wade coordinated from head to toe, by the way.
He's almost as big as his daddy.
He is.
Now, does your daddy get on you out there?
Yes.
All right, bud. Good luck. All right, come on in. All right, son. What's your name?
Will Cox.
Will Cox. What position?
Center field.
All right. Who wants to talk about Will? Anybody?
Will's a great asset to our team. He's the center fielder, the captain of the outfield, and he's the meat of our lineup. You know, when Will comes up, we're very confident something good is going to happen. So he also pitches for us too.
He's swinging the bat good. All right, way to go, Will. Thank you, bud.
Third generation too.
Third generation? Is that your son? Yeah. Oh, okay, good. All right, get in here so people can see you. All right, what's your name?
My name's Ethan Russell.
What position you play, Ethan?
I play first base.
All right, very good. You excited about going to the States?
Yeah.
Hey, this guy looks like a first baseman. Hey, he's a man after my own heart. I played first base. Who wants to say something about him?
Ethan, his nickname, not a lot of people know. I call him Santa Claus. Came out dressed one day in Kelly green and red. He looked like Santa, big old. And I tell you, the district tournament, he certainly was. He was delivering the packages. I think he had 5 home runs in the tournaments. Played a great game at first base. He also pitches for us. And
5 home runs?
Yeah, five home runs in the district tournament. So.
Were you one of the guys that hit the ball into the parking lot?
No, I'm a righty, so I kind of put it into the mini mart and scoreboard area.
All right. I like it. All right, good job. Keep on hitting those home runs. All right, what's your name?
Easton Warren.
Ethan?
Easton Warren.
Easton. Okay, Easton Warren. What position you play?
Outfield.
All right, he's another big boy. Who will say something about him? Anybody?
Easton's one of our outfielders. Great kid, great family. Also, we hope that he can be a devastated. On the mound, he's pretty hot. If you can get him hot, he can throw. Yeah. He can throw the ball anywhere he wants to. Very controlled. When he's on, he's on.
You ready to go for the States?
Yes, sir.
You got your control ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, bud. Thank you.
You see his swollen lip there? Yeah. He took one in the face for the team in the bottom of the 6th against Rocky Mountain the first game. We came back.
My goodness. All right, he looks like he's okay. All right, what's your name?
Lee Watson.
Lee Watson. And what position you play, Lee?
Outfield.
You've been having a good time on the All-Stars?
Yes, sir.
Ready to go to States?
Yes.
All right. Who wants to say something about Lee?
Lee is a left-hander. He's our only left-handed pitcher. He comes off the bench and really gives us a spark. Every time we've called on him, he's answered the call, and really good kid, really good family. So we're really excited about what he brings.
What I remember about Little League is a left-hander with control is trouble, right?
That's right. Great thing about Lee is his dad and I. His name is Lee as well. We played Little League together on First Federal, which is now BB&T.
No kidding.
And his dad was he could hit a ball a long ways. He decided to take up golf, which is an excellent golfer, but we got a lot of.
All right, bud. Thank you. All right, let's get. All right, who's this guy right here? You look familiar. Who are you?
Evan McClain.
Evan McClain. What position you play?
Outfield.
All right. Anybody?
Evan is an outfielder and a pitcher. He's got a big, powerful bat. Hit a grand slam for us in the game the other day against Rocky Mountain. I believe you hit 2 home runs in the district tournament. He's been in our program for 2 years via the West Raleigh program. So,
grand slam, huh?
Yes, sir.
How'd that feel?
Good.
I bet it did. All right. All right. What's your name?
Michael Allen.
Michael Allen. What position you play?
I play left field.
All right, left field. Who wants to talk about Michael?
Michael is one of the kids that's been on my team for 3 years now. He's only 11. He's our only 11-year-old.
He's a big 11-year-old.
Yeah, he also he leads off for us. He gets our offense started, and we ride his coattails a lot, even though he's only 11. So he does
good-looking kid. All right, thank you, bud. All right, let's get this next young man in here. All right, what's your name?
Riker Galaska.
Say it again.
Riker Galaska.
Wow. Say that name one more time.
Riker Galaska.
Last name is Alaska?
Galaska.
Galaska. Okay, very good. What position do you play?
I play catcher.
All right. He's another big kid. Look at these guys, man. They're big as we are. All right, who wants to say something about him?
Riker's a big kid. His older brother played for me for 4 years, and of course the last 4 years Riker's played for Corey. Fierce competitor, big leader behind the plate. There's not a kid that's going to get to first base and strike out because he will walk him down. He will make sure he tags him on the drop third strike. If he drops one, very powerful hitter and great batter at the plate. So.
Good luck in Transylvania this week.
Thank you.
All right, see you. All right, who's this guy?
Drew Brown.
Jude Brown?
Drew Brown.
Drew Brown. Okay, Drew, what position you play?
Second base.
This guy looks like a second baseman, all right? Who will say something about Drew?
Drew is he's our middle infielder. Him and Wade, they control everything that goes up the middle. He's a powerful hitter, even though he don't look like it. But he brings a lot to the plate. He's our little Drew Bear.
Drew Bear. Can you turn a double play?
Yes, sir.
You can. Okay. You got a good turn over there at second base?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good job. Good job. All right. Who's this guy?
Xavier Meacham.
David. What position do you play? What is it?
Right field.
What was your name again?
Xavier Meacham.
Oh, Xavier. Okay. And you play right field?
Yes, sir.
All right. You ready to go to state championship?
Yes, sir.
You going to bring a state championship back to Greenville?
Yes, sir.
You promise?
Yes.
All right. Who will say something about Xavier?
Xavier, I got to know Xavier. My son and him played basketball together. Xavier came to the program when he was 10. I wasn't the manager of Pepsi then, but I told the coaches, I told them whatever they do, make sure this kid gets on our team, because I knew he was an athlete, and in Little League, that's what you look for as an athlete. Xavier didn't play a whole lot of baseball before his first year when he was 10, and he has come on so strong. He's probably got the strongest arm on the team. If you ever see him throw the ball from right field, it's pretty amazing. And let his bat get hot, and he can probably hit a ball further than anybody on the team as well. But Xavier's a great asset to the team.
All right, bud. Thank you very much. This guy right here's got to be about 22. Look at this guy. What's your name?
TJ Harris.
TJ, what position you play?
I pitch and I play right field.
I was about to say anything he wants to. This guy's huge. All right, who wants to say something about TJ?
TJ is he's the ace of our staff.
I bet.
He
about a 95-mile-an-hour fastball?
Yeah. To us it would be, but he put us all on his shoulders the other day and really came through in the game situation when we beat Rocky Mountain to go on to the States, and we told TJ, said, you pitch well, we're going to play well, and he came out and delivered. It was really nice.
Congratulations. All right, good luck up there. All right, man.
I have to ask you guys, who designed?
That's the team.
The caps look great with the G of the Elmshire in the back, the fitted cap. Is that a Stadium Sports or Eric Jarman design there? That's
a Stadium Sports design.
That looks good.
All right. Well, guys, congratulations. Great bunch of kids. I know you're having a ball with this. And, we need to hold on to this videotape because one day they're going to be showing this on ESPN going, here's when he was a little leaguer, and he was being interviewed on local cable television.
Never know. Never know.
All right, Corey Scott, all right, Eric Jarman, and Mike Cox, the coaches that are going to bring a state championship back to Greenville starting next week.
Yes, sir. We're going to go get them.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you for having us, Henry.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate it.
I will let you go eat your breakfast now. Frank's probably got your breakfast ready.
Enjoy it, man.
I know Corey doesn't need to miss a meal. Let's go get him something. Let's go. All right, let's go to break, myself included, Corey. Let's go to break, and we'll come back, and we'll have more live this morning. We're live at the Egg Yolk Cafe, and just perfect time, and the kids' food's getting ready to come out right now, so that worked out great. We'll take a break and come back. More Talk of the Town on the way right after this break. All right, back live at the Egg Yolk Cafe this morning, live on Talk of the Town on 103.7 and Cable 7. And McGee and I just finished interviewing the district champion Little League, Greenville Little League team that's going to the state championships this week. McGee, I'm looking over there at those kids, and I'm thinking, what a great environment, what a great situation for those kids. It'll be something they'll never forget, and they'll be friends for the rest of their lives.
And if I could go back to that age and take part in that, I would do it in a heartbeat. You're right. They have no idea how fortunate they are, one, and how much fun they're having right now together as a group. And it'll be memories that last for a lifetime. It will be.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And, I was fortunate enough to coach Babe Ruth years ago. And I'd take a team to the state championships. And then my daughter played on the first girls softball all-star team that went to the state championships, and I was involved with that league at the time. I don't think I coached that team, but I coached her team, and it's just a special time for kids, but it's a great time for parents too.
It is
really special stuff.
It's like Mike said. I mean, without the family support they get, it'd be hard for these guys to be successful when they get that. Every family's great. Every family takes part in each player's games and practices and whatnot, and the travel is extensive. You know that. That's a lot to ask these families to do, but they do it game in, game out.
Yep, no doubt. All right, 8:41. Let's check some sports headlines, other things happening in sports right now. Here's McGee on sports.
Yeah, and it's not such good news for Brian Pascal, D.H. Conley head football coach. He was suspended 1 year by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. The announcement came down on Thursday. Pascal was suspended for 365 days from the alleged violation, which, according to reports, took place from the NCHSAA on June the 9th. Now, they were given this the matter after Pitt County Schools investigated what they did. And again, Brian Pascal will not be on the sidelines this season for D.H. Conley. He is barred from any high school sport that is a member, or I should say team sport that is a member of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association for 365 days. D.H. Conley also on probation, and they were fined $500. That fine can be rescinded. But Brian Pascal, again, the big news, not going to be coaching D.H. Conley football here in 2015. Very unfortunate news for a good football coach and a good football program. British Open got rain delayed in the second round. They're back underway today. Dustin Johnson with the lead after round 1, 7 under 65. Jordan Spieth 2 shots off the lead after a 5 under 65. And hey, it's never too soon to talk SEC football. They had SEC Media Day on Thursday. Of course, Steve Spurrier making news because he went to Arby's and got the same meal he got last year, got the coat, took the Twitter and the Instagram picture, made a few comments. Nick Saban's comments got some headlines too, but Auburn was picked by the media to win the SEC championship in 2015.
So Steve Spurrier goes to Arby's and it becomes a sports story?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a big deal because he went to the same Arby's he did last year, got the same meal, got the same drink, so apparently it's a big sports story there.
Did you see the comments that Plaxico Burress tweeted
about
out
Nick Saban,
about Nick Saban, who coached him at Michigan State?
Right, yeah.
And he doesn't think much of Nick Saban.
No. Saban will typically find something to complain about, and he has once again with NFL grading coming out. So.
All right, our sports update brought to you by Suddenlink. I don't know if you've heard, but Greenville is now a gig city. What does that mean? They've made another big investment in Greenville, bringing the top internet speed up to 1 gig. What's 1 gig? 1 gig is exactly 1,000 megs, or 100 times faster than typical phone company internet. Imagine downloading a feature film in full high-definition quality in just 42 seconds, or downloading a TV episode in 2 seconds. And how does 25 songs in 1 second sound? What do you think about that? Only 8% of the cities in the country have 1 gig, and now Greenville and Rocky Mount have 1 gig service. So check it out, Suddenlink. If you're not on board yet, you can sign up. They've got some great deals. It's time to switch to Suddenlink. If you're a satellite customer, you can switch up to Suddenlink today. Get HD TV with free HD and over 200 channels plus 75 meg internet for just $69 a month. Call Suddenlink at 866-432-1184. 866-432-1184. Suddenlink. Let's take a break and come back, and we'll continue. We're live this morning on location at the Egg Yolk Cafe. The place is full, but I see 1 or 2 tables available. Come on out and meet the Little League team that's getting ready to go to the state championships and have a great breakfast at a great restaurant here at the Egg Yolk Cafe. We love the egg yolk. We will be back with more Talk of the Town. It's 8:45. Okay, we're back on location at the Egg Yolk Cafe this morning. We've had a great crowd, great show this morning, thanks to the ECU trustees who stopped by, thanks to the Little League team, and Frank Iskander, who owns this place, is back with us again. Egg Yolk Cafe, one of the best places in town for a fabulous breakfast or lunch, and Frank rejoins us again. Frank, big morning here. Thanks for having us again. This has been a lot of fun.
It's huge. It's huge. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
You were on with us last hour. We talked about some of the new menu items. I want to get back to that. But one thing I haven't mentioned yet that people may not realize is that the Egg Yolk Cafe also does catering.
We do catering, yes. We do. Of course, we have that side meeting room for a group of people, 25 or under. They can book it. They can have 10 people, 15 people, whatever.
So if you want to have a lunch or a breakfast meeting, you got a side private room back there.
Private room, they can come in and you can order off the menu, or they can have like a family-style breakfast or lunch. No charge for the room. As long as everybody eats, we're fine.
And you talked about the new menu items. You got corned beef hash now. You've got the sweet potato pancakes. How's that going?
It's doing real good. The corned beef hash is flying off the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. A lot of people love it. Also the shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits. You can't get corned beef hash everywhere, so that's a great idea.
Yeah, we're trying to be a little different,
Yeah.
than anybody else. We're not competing with anybody. We're not. So we're just competing with our own self.
Well, my 2 grandchildren just came in and devoured 2 huge pancakes. And so they love those. Your pancakes are good, man.
That's what I'm. I get a kick when people say, "Wow."
Yeah.
That's not wow. That one makes me happy.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I'm looking over there. The little leaguers are eating. I mean, even those 12-year-olds that are growing like weeds over there. That's a lot of food on every plate. That's the other thing that you guys are known for is when you come in and order, you're going to get a lot of food. You guys do not skimp on your plates.
No, we don't skimp on the quality. We don't skimp on the portion of the food. We'll give you plenty of food to eat. Like I said, if you leave here hungry, it's your fault.
All right, I know you got to get back in there because you guys are slammed right now, but very quickly, the hours here at the Egg Yolk Cafe.
7 to 2 every day, Sunday 8 to 2. That's it. You know, 2 o'clock, we're done.
Come on out and have breakfast with Frank and his guys, or lunch. And one thing I didn't mention, great lunch items here, some of the best chicken salad you'll find anywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's homemade, 100%. We buy the chicken here, all chicken breast, no dark meat. Yeah. And we make it right here on the premises.
All right. Frank Iskander, the owner of the Egg Yolk Cafe. Frank, thanks, man. I love this place.
Oh, thank you.
I love the Egg Yolk. Yeah. Hottest spot in town for breakfast right now. Come on over here and get you some. All right. It is 7:51. Talk of the town. You know, we've got a big week coming up next week and the week after. Next week, we'll be. We got 2 new. We got 2 on locations next week. We're going to be live in Raleigh on Thursday morning. And that is our Live at the Legislature event, and we're going to be up there talking to some of these legislators, trying to hold their feet to the fire on some of these issues. I was meeting with the ECU trustees, some of the guys last night, and had them in here this morning. Everybody's still very concerned about some of these things in the Senate budget that would be devastating to the Brody School of Medicine and to the Vidant Health System. So this is a big week coming up, and I'm glad we're going to be there in Raleigh to talk to the legislators. So we're going to be there Thursday morning, the 23rd, live at the legislature, and that's a very important program for us.
And a lot may come down the wire this week. So as you said, big week, and still keeping a close eye on what they're going to do with Vidant and what they're going to do with ECU, because the budgets from those 2 standpoints with ECU and Vidant are not similar. So we got to see what happens.
And of course, a special thanks to our Live at the Legislature sponsors, our friends at Hastings Ford, National Spinning Company, Potash Corp Aurora, the North Carolina Home Alliance, NC Driving School, North Carolina Driving School, thank you, Tony Moore, and Culpeper Investments, Wells Fargo Advisors. Those are our sponsors for our Live at the Legislature next Thursday morning. Michael's got it all worked out. We're going to be in the Daily Planet Cafe right across from the front door of the Legislature building on Jones Street in Raleigh. And we're working on the guest lineup now, and we're going to be talking to some of the top leaders in the state and talking about this very important negotiation. I saw yesterday they finally came out with the Senate Conference Committee. 32 on the Senate Conference Committee. 82 on the House Conference Committee. The truth of the matter is that basically means there's going to be about still going to be about 20 people in the room that really make the decision. That's what's really going to happen. There'll still be the state leaders. And then next Friday morning, we're going to be at a new place here in town, the Great Harvest Bread Company. That'll be our first broadcast over there. If you haven't been to the Great Harvest Bread Company, that's another great spot for breakfast and lunch. We'll be there. And then the following Friday, July 31st, we're going to be on location in Beaufort, North Carolina. And, man, am I excited about that.
That's always a fun trip.
We haven't done a live broadcast down on the Crystal Coast in a long time, and so we'll be down there coming up on July 31st. And so make plans for that.
I wanted to mention too, Henry, Eric Drummond wanted to mention, he did mention this during the interview, that they're having fundraising efforts right now for the Greenville 11-12 Tar Heel team, and they're needed desperately. So you can drop off checks at the Met Deli at Elm Street Park or Stadium Sports to help fund these guys for their trip to the state tournament.
My buddy Bill Blunt just mentioned the 10, 11-year-olds. We need to get them on. Maybe we can get them. I don't know when they go, but it'd been good if we could have gotten them on. Maybe they're probably leaving on Friday, but if we can, maybe we can get them on next Friday morning when we're on location over there. The Tar Heel 10, 11-year-olds won the District 4 yet last night. and they're going to Charlotte.
Yep.
To the state championship. Their first game is going to be at noon in Charlotte on Saturday of next week. So I don't know if we can get them before they leave town or not, but if we can, that would be a lot of fun next Friday.
Yep.
So hopefully, congratulations to the 10, 11-year-olds as they move on as well. I think you mentioned that earlier this morning.
Yeah, I did. They're going on to Charlotte. So, and the 9, 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
They're playing too. So the Greenville teams, as you said.
I think they're playing this weekend, aren't they?
Yeah. Opening against East Surrey County, I believe.
Yeah, exactly, Virginia. All right, or is that? I guess that is North Carolina. East Surrey County would be North Carolina. All right, coming up now, it's about 4 minutes, about 4.5 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. That's pretty much going to be it for us today. Thanks to all of our guests today, including Corey Scott, Eric Jarman, and Mike Cox, the coaches of the Greenville Little League team. Great having the Little Leaguers here that are going to the state championship. Good luck to them as they move on to the state championships now. Thanks to the ECU Board of Trustees members that stopped in here this morning. Steve Jones is going to be elected chairman in about 4 minutes.
Congrats again.
They're going to have
Steve
an election,
Jones.
and Steve will be elected chairman of the ECU Board of Trustees. Kieran Shanahan, the former Secretary of Public Safety for the state of North Carolina, going to be elected vice chairman of the ECU Board this morning. And Edwin Clark was here as well. Edwin, of course, is chairman of the athletic committee. An exciting year coming up in athletics at ECU.
No doubt.
So it was a lot of fun, a lot of information this morning.
Yep, it's been a fun
Good
show.
stuff.
And it had a great breakfast too, by the way.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
again for breakfast.
Thanks to
Hen Pop this morning. We appreciate it.
I bought breakfast. Hey, look, I couldn't get everybody to eat.
I know.
I knew you and Michael would eat. You guys never turn it down. All right, that is our talk of the town for this morning and for this week. Enjoy the nice weekend weather, everybody. Get out there and have a great family weekend, and we'll see you Monday morning back here on Talk of the Town.